Hello everyone, welcome back to another one of my little development videos. I've not uploaded for a while. Basically I got a bit bored of making that other game, that Creoscape, but I've recently bought a new laptop and I've, I've got my software going on it, my game development software, and I've actually been starting something else that's similar. I've got rid of the 3D route, even though I like it, and I still like it now. I just thought I'd try doing it two-dimensional first, and if that works, I could probably do something in the future with that 3D look. I actually had a bit of trouble programming doors in 3D like that because of the way it was set up. I couldn't work out how to do it. Um, so yeah, I've just been messing about with this one. I've called it Project Survival at the moment, but it's basically the same as Creoscape. I'm using the same character design and same ideas, but I've actually so far I've got the world generation done. You can load and save. It's a basic load and save thing. But I've got it loading in chunks, which is what I was trying to do with the other one, and it speeds up the program massively. So I'll just show you what I've got. Made a quick little title screen, same little guy from last time. And the generate new world one, it just creates a whole new world, and it takes about 2 minutes to generate. I'm gonna have to try and speed it up at some point. So we'll just load what a previously generated one. These little box text as well, I created a function for these so that I don't have to keep making like graphics. All I do is put the function in, type in what I want, and it'll just appear. Okay, so this is what I've got. It's basically Creoscape but in 2D, and I've got it so it carves out the world. But this is all loading in chunks now, so basically the only thing loaded in screen is a bit off screen here. And if you look at the FPS, I've actually set it to cap at 70, but it was going up to like 160 when I set it to 0. So it just speeds up the gameplay massively. These numbers are all wrong as well, so don't pay any attention to them. So yeah, let's have a look down the world. Yeah, there's a bit of collision problems as well at the moment. I'm going to try and set the background to go darker the deeper you go. I don't think that'll be too hard to do. I might try and do that soon. No sound effects or music at all yet as well. So yeah, that's pretty much the world. It's probably about 3 times bigger than the 3-dimensional game that I was making, and it's because of this chunk loading system that I've got set up. I'll show you a bit of the code of that in a sec. So basically I can have this world as big as I want, and it would always have the same frames per second. The way I was doing it last time was just creating the entire world and then hiding anything that was off screen. But that meant that I was constantly hiding every single block on every loop. This way the function is just counting the chunks. So instead of going 1 to as many blocks there are, the chunks are 16 by 16 blocks. So it's counting 1 to how many chunks there are, which is like, I think there's about 300 and something chunks, compared to about 30 or 40,000 blocks. So yeah, that's how I've got the speeds. I've programmed it in as well so that it highlights over the text. Right, so this is the code. I'm using Dark Basic Professional again. It's the only thing I know how to code in. I've got pretty decent at it as well, so not looking to learn anything else. I've tried to learn other codes and things, but I think I'm too old for it now. I can't learn it. I can't pick it up. Right, so world generation. This is the functions for world generation. It's going to collapse them all. Right, so basically I've created an array that stores all of the information for the block. So world size X times world size Y, that basically tells us how many chunks there are in total. And this is the chunk size, so 16, 16. So 16 by 16 chunk sizes. And then these numbers, this one's block number X, well, block position X I should say. Oh no, it's block number X, the first one. So, is it? Have I got that right? Oh no, that's the block numbers. Right, so this is block position X, block position Y in the chunk. And this is object number, so that gives us the object number back so we can hide it or delete it or whatever. This one is what group the block belongs to, such as grass, dirt, stone, etc. And this one is whether or not the chunk is hidden. Right, so I'm basically going through all the chunks here. So we're going at Y first and then X. So, well, basically the way I've coded it is so it goes along the X axis first and then it jumps up to Y axis. So that's calling this function down here, the create chunks function. And I've done it in levels, so bottom level, and then level above that, the chunk above that, the chunk above that, and so on. The bottom level has the hardest material that you can't mine, so that's why I've done it like that. I've got stone as well. Level 2 and 3 is just all stone. Level 4 it has a transition, so stone to dirt transition, just one line of blocks, and then it's got a load of dirt. I've got the same down here as well. I've got a transition from grass to dirt, and then a top level of grass. And then after that creates all of the chunks. I've got this function to carve out caves. So this is basically just creating a randomly sized object like a sphere, and this is getting positioned somewhere in the world, and then if it's touching any of the blocks it'll delete the blocks. I know there's a way to speed this up, but I can't think how as well. Because at the moment I've got it so that every time, so if it's detecting that it's hitting a grass block, it's deleting that grass block, but it has to go through every single block to get the number, the object number. But that's doing it for every single type of block. And I know there's a way to write it so that I just do it once and it goes through all of these. I think I've done it the long way round. And yeah. And then what does it do? It saves the array. So we're saving that to a folder. And then that's what we load up when we load the world up. I'll show you the little function for the text as well. Oh, that's a function that I'm using to hide all the chunks. Honestly, this took me a long time to work out. It was all over the place. I've not touched this for a few days now. I don't think I'm going to touch it again. You can have a quick look through that. I'm basically going through every single chunk, and if the chunk is set to hidden, or if the chunk is set to not hidden, then it'll delete. Oh, sorry, not hidden but off screen. Then it'll delete every single block in that chunk, like completely delete it, and it'll make sure it's deleted on the array as well. And if it's on screen, it'll go through all of the chunk and create every block of the chunk based on the array. So if the array is saying it's a grass block, it'll create a grass block, which is what these are. This is the box text function. So basically I just type in box text, the string that I want to appear on the text, such as the title, and then alpha is like transparency of the box background. Text X is position, text Y position. Highlight is if it highlights if the mouse goes over it. Font ID is something I've used in the code. Like the font ID has different sizes, so size 4 is the biggest, and whether it's centered or not. So basically we're setting the box background to a default color of 30, so everything's like a dark grey colour, and if the highlight is 1, it'll bump that up by, I think it's another 50 it goes up by. So highlight when mouse hovers over, it increases the colour of it. I've also put a little function on, so if it's clicked when it's highlighted as well, then it'll return the data. So you can use this to make like clickable buttons. Background box just creates the box around the text. Yeah, I'll show you that in action again. It's on the main screen here, the loading screen. So if the mouse goes over it, it highlights it, and I've set the background colour slightly higher there. That's the alpha. And if you click on one of these, it does whatever you want it to. I'll show you the code for that little title screen as well. Right, so see how I've done it. If box text equals 1, that means if it's clicked, but it's also creating the thing in the same bit of code, so it's creating it on screen, and it's also, we can use it as a clickable thing. If I want to just put text that isn't clickable, I can just put it like that. Whereas if I want it clickable, I can create this little if end if thing. Yeah, so that's about it. That's where I'm up to at the moment. I've added a little screenshot function as well. I can't remember where that is. Is it in functions? There it is. Just outputs the screen to a file. I think the next thing we'll work on is the inventory and a bit of graphics for on screen. Anyway, that's what I've been up to. Creoscape is probably no more. I might come back to that 3D look at some point in the future, but for now I'm just going to leave it. The reason why I'm talking so quietly as well is because, as you can see, it's 1:30 in the morning, so try not to wake people up. If you like this video, click like and subscribe for more stuff. I might do a few little development updates. Might not be as frequent as last time, but I'll put something out every now and then. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.